true stories are so often the best. Welcome to WatchMojo UK, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 British movies based on real-life events. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're only looking at films made by British production companies about historical events which took place in or are important to the United Kingdom. Number 10, Eddie the Eagle.
You're right. I'm never going to go to the Olympics. I'm going to go to the Winter Olympics.
It takes a lot of dedication to become an Olympian, and Michael Edwards certainly had that in droves. This film follows him as he tries his hand and feet at any number of sports before finally settling on ski jumping, mainly because there were no other British ski jumpers to compete against.
Everything okay? Yeah, fine, just getting ready. Never done it before.
Eddie made history as the first Olympic British ski jumper in 60 years. At its heart, this is a story about how it's the taking part that counts, since Eddie came last in every event. But making it to the Olympics at all is an achievement very few people can boast about. Number 9, Suffragette.
You can do this. No, you can do it. You tell me.
2018 was the 100th anniversary of women being granted the right to vote in Britain, and it's easy to forget that it wasn't always this way. Luckily, the suffrage movement finally got the film it deserved in 2015. While its principal character, Maud Watts, isn't based on any one specific historical character, and instead represents a whole slew of working class women, other characters here are certainly real. Meryl Streep stole the show in her brief scenes as Emmeline Pankhurst, and it respectfully portrayed the martyrdom of Emily Wilding Davidson at the Epsom Derby in 1912.
We are fighting for a time in which every little girl born into the world will have an equal chance with her brothers.
Number 8, The Lady in the Van.
Miss Shepherd, in future I would prefer it if you didn't use my lavatory. There are lavatories at the bottom of the high street, use those.
They smell.
Actor and writer Alan Bennett found himself with some odd company which lived in a van on his driveway for about 15 years. This company was a homeless woman named Mary Shepherd, immortalised by Dame Maggie Smith when her story was adapted for the silver screen.
Okay, she's been a nun. Only now it turns out she's been a musician besides, and seemingly with fluent French.
When Shepherd died, Bennett decided to write a play based on her eccentric and tragic life, so that everybody would learn about this extraordinary woman, a gifted musician who changed her name and found herself living in fear of arrest.
You use your mother.
That's what writers do.
Me next, I suppose.
Number 7, Dance with a Stranger.
Shut up, you daddy devils!
Today, the United Kingdom has famously abolished the death penalty, and even a life imprisonment sentence is only 25 years. But it wasn't always this way. Dance with a Stranger tells the story of Ruth Ellis, socialite, hostess and model who was convicted of murdering her cheating lover.
I'll send you a postcard from France.
France isn't far enough. Out.
In 1955, she became the last ever person to walk onto the gallows in this country to be hanged for her crimes. And this film also elevated current household names Miranda Richardson and Rupert Everett into the limelight.
Hypocrisy and fear! I don't know which smells the most disgusting!
Number 6, Philomena.
I'm one of the lucky ones, Martin. Some of the mothers and babies didn't even survive the childbirth.
Dame Judi Dench stars in this poignant Stephen Frears film, chronicling the story of Irish woman Philomena Lee. Lee becomes pregnant aged just 18, which results in her family sending her away to a home for unwed mothers. She is then unwillingly separated from her infant son at the intervening hands of the nuns. 50-some years down the line, we watch as she and journalist Martin Sixsmith try to find her long-lost son.
You should be nice to the people on the way up, because you might meet them again on the way down. Now, you of all people should understand that.
While Philomena learns much about him, his life, and those who loved him, her search is ultimately a painful one, as he had died years prior.
They always told me they didn't know where Anthony was.
Number 5, The Dam Busters.
We've just proved that a bomb 20 times the size of the biggest bomb now in use wouldn't even tickle it.
There's no shortage of British Second World War films, but this one is the most classic of all. Following the daring exploits of the Royal Air Force's 617 Squadron as they attacked a series of dams in Nazi Germany in 1943, few films portray wartime aviators as romantically as this. It's also more bittersweet than your standard epic, showing the conflict the pilots feel after blowing up the dams, succeeding in their mission but killing many innocents in the process. It's so influential it even inspired the Star Wars dogfighting scenes.
He says we're gonna get screeches tomorrow night. Sure we are. Biggest binge of all time.
Number 4. The Queen.
If you agree, the custom is to say yes.
Yes.
The aforementioned Helen Mirren has played any number of iconic roles throughout her prestigious career, but the most memorable has to be her take on Queen Elizabeth II in this 2000s drama. The film follows Queen Elizabeth in the aftermath of Princess Diana's tragic death after her car crashed in Paris in 1997.
Ma'am, apparently the Prime Minister is on the phone for you.
Tell him to call back.
The Queen and Prince Philip both think Diana's death shouldn't be regarded as an official royal death, in contrast with the views of Prince Charles and Tony Blair, who want a full public funeral for her. This unique look into the world of the royals during an unusual and troubling time was met with much critical acclaim.
When you no longer understand your people, Mummy, maybe it is time to hand it over to the next generation.
Number 3. The King's Speech.
Please. Call me Lionel.
I prefer Doctor.
I prefer Lionel.
Another royal-centric film is up next. The King's Speech follows King George VI's effort to overcome his stammer so that he can broadcast Britain's declaration of war on Germany in 1939 over the radio.
I'm not going to sit here warbling.
You can with me.
Because you're peculiar.
I take that as a compliment.
With Colin Firth taking on the role of the unlikely king, who only ascended to the throne after Edward VIII's unexpected abdication, it was bound to be a success from the beginning, and indeed became an instant classic. Considering roughly 700,000 people in the UK have a stammer, the film was a welcome portrayal of an often overlooked problem, showing that even the royals aren't perfect.
Oh dear. My dear, dear man.
Number 2. Pride.
Oh, hello. I represent a group called Lesbian and Gay Support the Miners, and... Hello?
The anti-Thatcher sentiments of the 1980s were given a new lease of life when Pride was released. It tells the previously untold story of LGSM, Lesbians and Gays Support the Miners, as they rallied around the striking miners of 1984.
We don't mind the gays and the lesbians, that's fine. But don't you dare be bringing people from North Wales down here.
Showing one working-class Welsh village overcome the rife homophobia of the period is a heartwarming message of hope and solidarity between outcasts when everything seems lost. LGSM led London's Gay Pride Parade in 1985, and they successfully got gay rights put on the agenda of the Labour Party thanks to pressure from the miners' unions they helped.
We're just off to Swansea now for a massive layers off.
Number 1. Darkest Hour.
Which self should I be today?
Now immortalised as the country's most popular leader on the £5 note, there's been no shortage of films celebrating the life and times of Winston Churchill. But the astonishing Darkest Hour, starring Gary Oldman as the legendary Prime Minister, received more accolades than one can count, including both Best Actor and Best Picture at the Oscars.
I am told we will need a miracle to get even 10% of our men out.
It shows Churchill overcoming the scepticism around him from both fellow politicians and the public, thanks to his often troubling views on India, the Irish and Edward VIII, to becoming the wartime hero he's primarily remembered as today.
Mankind from the foulest and most soul-destroying tyranny.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo UK and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.